Welcome to another episode of Cancer Chats. Today is going to have a little bit more of a lighthearted feel to it, as we're going to be addressing the question that everyone has when you get treatment. What do I even need to take with me? Before you go to your first chemo treatment or immunotherapy treatment, you can find yourself a little lost on what you should actually even be bringing. And I have seen people walk in with suitcases to people that just simply carry a purse. I kind of go in between. I keep a bag packed all the time. So let's talk about what I take. First and foremost, before my bag, I would always take the person that I wanted to be there with me most, and that was my husband. Thanks to COVID, that's changed a little bit. At least at my cancer center, I could have someone there maybe just for my doctor's appointment now, but not for that lengthy time of treatment. I actually wrapped up my chemo right in the middle of the height of the pandemic, and so absolutely no one was allowed to come with me for any of those treatments. And that stunk, and that was hard. And if you're in that situation, I'm very sorry. But I've seen some people be super creative. It wasn't too long ago, I was at the cancer center, and someone was actually getting treatment, and right outside the window, so outside, people were sitting out there bundled up in their jackets because it was still cold, in lawn chairs, just trying to be supportive, and they would talk on the cell phone. So do what you need to do. Find the support you need, and maybe even use a creative way to have it there with you. But as far as what I physically take with me, the first thing that comes with me every week is my backpack. This guy always stays ready to go. I had so many trips both to the cancer center and to the hospital that I realized that I just needed to have a bag packed with kind of the essentials. So this guy comes with me. It's got a couple little tokens on here from friends that kind of mean a lot. My daughter gave me something that she won at school, so it always comes along. And of course, in the age of COVID, I have some handy hand sanitizer. But this guy never misses a treatment. Know what's inside my bag? For me, the most important thing in there is actually this blanket. See, when I started treatment, the cancer center had some really cool programs set up to where you would kind of get a lot of stuff to help you through those long hours that you're sitting there. Because for me on long days, we're talking that I was at the cancer center for 6 to 8 hours. That's quite a while. So I always have my blanket with me because I don't know if you're anything like me, but especially if you're in B-Pod, it's freezing. So I always like to have a blanket. Now, do know that the cancer center, and I'm sure a lot of places, are more than happy to give you a nice warm blanket. I just kind of always like taking my own. Then I always have a mask with me these days. However, you have to wear the one that they give you there. So I don't even really need that guy. The next thing that comes along is my notebook. And this, I write down any questions, anything I want to know, anything I think I might forget, because I'm really good at getting into my appointment with my doctor and forgetting what I wanted to ask. And you don't always get a ton of appointments with your oncologist, so it's important to make the most of them. So I always have my notebook with me so I can ask some questions. Of course, then you got to have your basic writing materials. I also always have cough drops with me and breath mints with me, and I used to carry around some mints that were actually made for people going through chemo. If you're interested in that, I'll see if I can find the link and put it somewhere down below this video. But they really helped because for me, I got a really funky taste in my mouth during chemo, and they weren't so strong that they hurt my mouth or burned my mouth, so to speak, but enough to kind of get that flavor to go away. Next thing for me is you never know if you got to wipe something down. So again, while they have those there, I'm always handy with some wipes on me. Of course, you got to have the Kleenex. One of the chemos made my nose run all the time. And thanks to a mask, I swear I feel like I have to blow my nose the second I put that thing on. So I'm always having some Kleenex on my person. This is probably my favorite one that always comes with me. The chemo that I had gave me the worst diarrhea of my entire life. So I wanted to be prepared because there wasn't going to be a chance that I was going to use the sandpaper toilet paper that is provided at the cancer center. So I had to bring my own. I used to always take with me some crossword puzzles as well. Not that I'm super into crossword puzzles, but as COVID changed who could come with us, I needed something to keep my mind active. I'm not someone that can just sit there, and I rarely go to sleep. Some people will. Some people can curl up and sleep through the whole treatment, and if that is your time to catch a couple Z's, do it. I just needed something else to do, so I bring cheapo crossword puzzles with me. But my favorite thing to do during treatment, which I just can't do right now, was play board games. And I've had friends come with me, but every time my husband came with me, we would bust out Pandemic, which there's something beautifully ironic about playing Pandemic where you're trying to get rid of diseases while you are doing cancer treatment. But that was my favorite thing, to sit there with him. We'd pass the time with a board game. So find something that occupies your mind. I know some people draw. I know some people bring their computers. I've been known to work while I'm there. I've done some video editing. I even did some video calls with people just to kind of keep my mind active. But find something to do. And basically at the end of the day, pretty much whatever you want to bring with you, bring with you. There's room, there's space, and there's no reason that you shouldn't make that time, well, a little more enjoyable. And if you're ever not sure if you're allowed to bring it, just ask your nurse. The nurses are so great at the cancer centers. They're willing to answer any questions, and I promise they've seen it all anyways. The time when I had 3 people come with me so we could play a big board game together that lasted a couple hours, they were more than happy to accommodate that. So chat with the people at your cancer center. Take what you want to take and make the best of a bad situation.